11th class, we are continuing chemical bonding. Today we will talk about, first we will talk about valence bond theory, VBT, that is valence bond theory, given by Mr. Hitler London, and it is restructured by Pauling and Slater. What VBT is saying, suppose in any atomic orbital there is two unpaired electron in two different atoms. Okay, there is two different atoms and two different electrons are there. Suppose I am considering this hydrogen, is it? So the overlapping take place in between the two outermost unpaired electron orbital and they form covalent bond. Through the overlapping, two unpaired electrons of the two atoms valence shell will overlap with each other and form covalent bond. During the formation of covalent bond, two types of bond is formed. One is sigma and other is pi. One is sigma and other is pi. The strength of bond is depending on the strength of overlapping. If overlapping is too much, then sigma bond will form. If it is less, then pi bond will form. The third point, during the overlapping, the spin of both the electrons will opposite with each other. When they will combine, they have to be opposite of each other. Okay. And the fourth point is that when the electron is getting paired and a molecule is being formed, during this two process, lot of energy is releasing. During the formation and opposite spin, lot of energy is releasing. That's why the atom is being stable. This is valence bond theory. According to valence bond theory, there are so many defects in that. First is that it is impossible to understand the formation of H2 positive ion. According to valence bond theory, oxygen is paramagnetic. Well, actually oxygen is paramagnetic. According to this theory, it is diamagnetic. Then third, it is unable to explain, which is VBT is unable to explain covalent bond, coordinate bond and percentage ionic bond. These are the defects of valence bond theory. Now we are coming linear combination of atomic orbital. As I told you that electron behaves in waves also and in particle also. If electron is behaving as a wave, so the orbital in which they are moving will be like that. And they have their definite orbital function that is represented by xi. So xi A plus minus xi B. Plus is indicating the formation of bonding orbital. Minus is indicating the formation of anti-bonding orbital. Formation of bonding orbital take normal sigma bond. Formation of anti-bonding orbital take star sigma bond. So there is three type of, when an atom is converting itself into the molecule, three types of bonds are occurring. First is the bonding orbital, second is anti-bonding orbital and third is non-bonding orbital. When the energy of atomic orbital and molecular orbital are same, in that condition it is non-bonding orbital. When the energy of atomic orbital is more and molecular orbital is less, then bonding orbital forms. When the energy of atomic orbital less and molecular orbital more, then anti-bonding molecular orbital forms. So during the formation, we are going to understand linear combination of atomic orbital. When two s orbitals are combining together and if they are getting a proper overlapping through the constructive, so they will form bonding sigma bonding molecular orbital. And if there is subtraction is going on, here addition will go on. If the subtraction is going on, definitely the energy is more, the attraction is less. In that condition, they will form this bond, or you can write in this way also. That is also the correct one. This is also the correct one. This is sigma anti-bonding and this is sigma bonding. This is about s orbital. If we talk about p orbital, we always go from lower energy towards the higher energy in all the diagrams. So first we are talking about pz. When two pz are getting additional overlapping, in that condition they will form these two lobes will overlap each other very high, and the rest of two lobes will overlap little lesser in comparison to this one, and then sigma to pz will form. If sigma to pz is getting subtraction overlapping, in that condition this two and this two will partially form and the nodal plane will form in between them, that is sigma anti-bonding to pz. This is a nodal plane, a plane where the finding of electron is negligible is considered as a nodal plane, and these lobes are indicating that the overlapping is less here. This is indicating that overlapping is more here. Same we will do for px and py. If it is px, then suppose bonding is happening, then this will take all these two orbitals will merge with each other, all these two orbitals will merge with each other, and they will form pi to px. But if subtraction is taking place, in that condition these two orbitals will partially merge with each other and next two orbital also partially merge with each other, and they will form this shape, and the gap in between this is known as nodal plane. It will be pi anti-bonding to px. The next thing is that same we can form for pi to py, only what we have to do, we have to make little less slighter here, and then it is pi to py. Then we can form the same thing. So this is all about the linear combination, formation of bonding orbital, anti-bonding orbital and valence bond theory.